just messing around a little bit this morning. It is Friday, oh, we're getting to the end of July. Must be July 29th. I think so. And it has been, like usual, a packed week. Matter of fact, last few weeks things have been so packed that we had a few things slip through the cracks. So if you missed them, there were some great Target tunes that came out. We added a little bit to our Willie Nelson library. With Nightlife, had a little more bread. And a few from the Don McLean catalog, Castles in the Air. What else? And I Love You So. Nice picking in both of those. Well, Castles in the Air is kind of fast picking and stuff, and then jumped out with Don's arrangement of Roy Orbison's Crying. So that kind of happened in there too. So if you haven't seen those are some things that were around a little while ago, but just sort of got discovered this week. So also entered the world of Cowboy Songs. Song I remember from my childhood, one of the first tunes I learned, very simple 3-chord song, The Streets of Laredo, and then went way back into a song that was found in John Lomax's Cowboy Ballads or Cowboy Songs and Other Frontier Ballads book. It came out in 1910. Matter of fact, I remember when this was new on the newsstand. Anyhow, we worked on the Old Chisholm Trail, a typical cowboy song with yippee-tie-yi things going on in it and stuff like that. So been having a lot of fun. We're messing around. We're heading into, there's more of these around the corners, as you may have guessed. I'm really enjoying these cowboy tunes. Matter of fact, last night watched a movie about Jesse and Frank James and the Younger Brothers and stuff. Kind of goofy movie called The Great Northfield, Minnesota Raid. So I'm sure some of you remember it. But anyway, that's kind of what's been going on in the Target program. And for folks not in the Target program, we've had a few new packs that have been assembled. A 5-pack of Willie Nelson, 5-pack of Don McLean, and a 5-pack of David Gates and bread. So be sure to check those out if you're on the a la carte menu here at Totally Guitars. What else is going on? Oh, some other weird stuff. Let's see, we had a little bit of music gear review with Jack taking a look at some portable amps. I remember one of these Pig Nose came out in the mid-70s, late 70s. Tiny little battery-powered amp that you could take to the beach with you or off in the forest and play your electric guitar. Anyway, but kind of cool things. They've come a long way. Some tiny little things now that have a lot more longevity in terms of how long batteries will run. So anyhow, check out Jack's music gear review. We had another really interesting thing. Our friend Jim Bruno used to be in a band called the Stick Band, and it was a bunch of guys playing the Chapman Stick. Well, he produced one of the other members of the band, Bob Culbertson, phenomenal stick player, probably in the top 10 in the world of stick virtuosos. So if you haven't had a chance to check out Bob's lessons on the stick, it's broken up into like 2 parts. So parts 1 through 14 came out, I think, yesterday. And hopefully parts 1 through 18 of volume 2 came out today. So there are some fascinating performances in there. So most of the clips end with him playing with just a drummer, and so even if you're not interested in taking up the stick, you got to watch some of the psychedelic videos of stick music. So that's pretty cool. We've had some on the kind of the behind the scenes stuff. Some video upgrades, so we're always working, as you know, everybody behind the scenes. I got to really thank Mike for working his tail off with all the stuff we try to keep rolling here at Totally Guitars. He is our right-hand man, the foreman of all the projects. So I'm sure many of you have interacted with him for one reason or another, but again, I got to take a second and just put out a great thanks to Mike for everything he does here at the site, because he really keeps the looser souls of us who are a little bit more scattered grounded. So great job, Mike. And let's see, oh, we got back to some student reviews. This was fun. only got a couple up this week. We took a look at Landslide and George Harrison's "Give Me Love, Give Me Peace on Earth." But I have been able to carve out a little bit more time lately to take a look at more. So more are coming, and I really want to congratulate everybody, especially some of the newer members that have put or people that are putting up things for the first time. I will be getting to this one pretty soon. I was gotta hand out some congratulations there to one of our new target members, or at least somebody who has just put up a version of Shades of Funk. It's pretty cool. But I will have suggestions on that hopefully next week. So we had a little bit more stuff from Hal. Had another ukulele tune called White Sandy Beach, written by Willie Dunn, and I think this one, we're getting into some of the more advanced ukulele tunes. So if you're, hopefully, I know some of you are out there thinking about picking one up if you don't have one, but this would be a good time to add that. Let me see if there's anything else I need to tell you about. Not really. You may have picked up what I was playing there at the beginning. You know, the music community lost another, well, a couple people this week, and the one most involved with our style of stuff was, of course, Dan Peake, who was one of the three original members of America. Stuck with them for about 6 or 7 years, left after the album Harbor, and then kind of went off. You know, I gotta respect him. He went off into the world that he really loved, which was the world of Christian music, and that's what he spent the last 35 years really doing. Anyway, passed away earlier this week at the age of 60, and he was in Missouri. Speaking of Missouri, that's enough about Missouri, but that's where the whole Great Northfield, Minnesota thing kind of went, hanging with Jesse James and people like that. So Dan's, the biggest tunes that Dan wrote for America that you probably know were Don't Cross the River and Lonely People, a few others, but those are and of course contributed a lot of really important vocals and harmonies and other parts of the sound. Played a lot of keyboard parts, harmonica parts. Very talented band, and he was most of the multi-instrumentalist of the three of them. So anyway, that is it for our wrap up at the end of July here. I think what am I going to go out with? See you next week.